From dropshipping to your own brand, here's how you do it. First of all, why should you make a brand out of your dropshipping store if things are going well and you're making sales at a profitable rate? Or not already, private labeling or making a brand out of a dropshipping store has so many benefits, and the first big one is that you will just have way more control over your logistics. With dropshipping, you don't own the inventory, you're just a middleman, and the inventory will be shipped from China to the customer or maybe from a different country, and this process usually takes 2 up to 3 weeks, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. Often these suppliers are not super reliable, and sometimes packages never arrive or they arrive 1 month later, and this usually doesn't lead to a great customer experience.
Yeah, boy, I'm almost off.
With dropshipping, your products are not branded. They're usually no-name products, or maybe there's some weird writing on your product and also on your packaging, and this just looks weird. Typically with dropshipping, your margins are not super high because customers can technically order from AliExpress, Banggood, and so on by themselves. In addition, I personally find it really hard to scale with dropshipping because let's say you get 100 orders per day, your supplier might be overwhelmed because he wasn't prepared for that, and your orders won't get to your customers on time. When you're building your brand, you buy your products in bulk and you get it for a much better price than you would get it on all of these dropshipping sites, and therefore your margins will be much higher. Unlike dropshipping, when you have your own brand, your own inventory, you work with a fulfillment center together that ship the products to the customer, and this usually takes 2 up to 3 days, so it's much faster than with dropshipping, and therefore the customer experience is so much better. You will sell your own branded products with a logo and a custom packaging, and therefore the value perceived from the customer will be much higher than for a typical dropshipping product. As you can tell, it's just a way more legitimate way of doing business, and think about it. Would you rather recommend a dropshipping store to a friend with product that arrived 3 weeks late and came in a weird condition, or would you rather recommend a branded store to your friends where you had a great customer experience? So let me show you the step-by-step process how you can actually pursue this transition. The first thing you need is a profitable dropshipping store. So you've been testing this product for the past 2 weeks and you've been making sales at a profitable rate. This can be achieved through Facebook ads or Instagram ads, TikTok ads, Google ads, or influencers. On top of that, you will need to have some money available, because unlike dropshipping, you don't purchase the product from the supplier once an order comes in, but you are purchasing the inventory that you're selling to your customers in advance. Don't worry guys, you don't have to buy thousands of units in the beginning, but I would recommend to start with 200 units and see where this is going to take you. Unfortunately, it's not possible for me to tell you how much money you're actually going to need, because every product is different and has a totally different price point. But I'm going to show you how much money I spent for my product.
In the beginning, I ordered 200 units of my product. My product costs were $12, freighting customs were $5. And if you multiply this by 200, you will see that our initial investment was $3,400. The fulfillment costs are not included in this calculation because our fulfillment center only charges us once they process an order.
Step is to go to Alibaba and find suppliers for your product. If you're searching for suppliers, make sure you check these 2 boxes here, trade assurance and also verified suppliers, so you're actually getting good suppliers. I'm sure you're gonna find a lot of suppliers for your product this way. Make sure they're in business for more than 3 years and that they have good reviews. Next step is to pick the 10 best suppliers and send them a RFQ, which stands for request for quotation. The RFQ has 2 important purposes. On one hand, you ask him about all of the cost for goods, cost for putting the logo on your product, cost for packaging, and also cost for sea or air freight. On the other side, it's really important to set up a professional RFQ so that the supplier actually takes you serious, because they receive requests every day, and if they believe that you're not serious and that they can't make money with you, they will simply ignore you. Therefore, you have to make your RFQ look like as if you were a professional buyer for a big company. You have to overstate your demands in order to seem more credible. You really want to convince the supplier that you don't dig around, but that you are actually serious about doing business. If you've never created an RFQ before, this can be quite tricky, but there are lots of samples on the internet. And if you want my personal RFQ that I use for my business, give this video 100 likes and I'm going to share my personal RFQ in the description with a Google document. Nevertheless, I'm going to put all of the important questions that you should ask the top 10 suppliers for your product on the screen here so that you guys are ready to roll. The next step is to evaluate all of the responses that you have received, and you will see strong differences. The important things to look out for are: how long did it take the supplier to respond? How good is their English? Did they respond to all of the questions you had? And how competitive is their pricing in comparison to other suppliers? If the response of a supplier doesn't match these criteria, sort them out right away because you only want to work with the good ones. Depending on the responses that you will receive, you should pick 4 up to 5 suppliers and ask them to send you a sample. After having received the samples of your supplier, make sure you label them right away because it can be really confusing having 5 identical looking samples. Even though the samples may look identical, there are usually differences in build quality and also shipping time, and it's your job to figure out which supplier provides you with the best product for the best price. After you've chosen your one and favorite supplier, it's time to make the order. And make sure that your supplier includes the cost of goods, the cost for putting the logo on the product, and custom packaging into your quote. But before you order, make sure that you negotiate well so that you can get the best price possible, and usually you can always negotiate a little bit with these Alibaba suppliers. Sometimes suppliers on Alibaba have an in-house designer who can create a custom packaging for you, but this is not a deal breaker if your favorite supplier doesn't have one. You can also just go on Fiverr and hire a person to create a nice and custom packaging for your product. Just make sure that this person sends you an AI file, so an Adobe Illustrator file, because this is what Alibaba suppliers require. The next step is that you get freight from China to your country, and you have 2 options. Number 1 is air freight. Air freight is much faster than sea freight and it takes around 10 days. However, it's around 40% more expensive than sea freight. Sea freight can take 30 up to 40 days, so it really comes down to you. How fast do you need your product? If you have a reliable dropshipping supplier but you haven't chosen a fulfillment center yet, then I would recommend you guys sea freight because you can save money and you have a lot of time to find the right fulfillment center. However, if you're anxiously waiting for the inventory to be in your country, and if you're also not afraid to spend a little bit more money on the freight and you've chosen a fulfillment center yet, then I would recommend you air freight. But it really comes down to your personal needs and how much money you are willing to spend. The next step is to find a fulfillment center in your country, because you don't want to ship these hundreds of units to your house and ship them to customers by yourself. You want to ship them to a fulfillment center who are storing the inventory and who ship them out to the customers. When it comes to finding a fulfillment center, I would recommend you to reach out to 10 different fulfillment centers and ask them about their pricing structure and how you will be charged. This is really important because some fulfillment centers have monthly minimum order amounts. They can reach from 1,000 orders per month or even more, and this is not ideal if you're just starting out. When you're just starting out, ideally you want to have a fulfillment center that charges you per order fulfilled. For instance, here's the pricing chart of the fulfillment center that I'm using. This chart tells me exactly how much I will be charged per order.
I know guys, this chart looks really confusing, but it's really not. On this side we have the product weight in pounds, and on this side we have the different shipping zones, because since the United States is such a big country, they divide it in different shipping zones, and obviously shipping zone 2 is the one that's closest to the fulfillment center and 9 is the furthest. So this could be Hawaii, for instance. Our product weight was 1 pound, which means that we pay $8 in fulfillment and also shipping costs in total to most zones except for shipping zone 9. So let's say we have a customer from Hawaii, we would pay $14.48 for fulfillment and shipping.
To reaching out to suppliers on Alibaba, when you reach out to fulfillment centers, you really want to see how responsive they are, how nice they are, if they take themselves time to familiarize you with the process, if they have Shopify integrations, and of course you want to provide them with the exact dimensions and weight of your product. And if you sell something fragile, they can even bubble wrap your product. After you've spoken to 10 different fulfillment centers, you will clearly see which one fits your needs best. And you can tell your Chinese supplier to ship the products to your fulfillment center and get started. I know guys, this can be quite overwhelming, but if you have done this entire process once, the second time will be much smoother, I promise. If you have any questions regarding this process, make sure to put them in the comments below. I will answer every comment to help you guys out. If you stick to the plan of this video, I'm sure your Shopify brand's gonna crush it. And I also hope you're gonna crush the like button for me and subscribe. I'll see you next time.